1.
Real talk.
Raider Nation, what's up? We are back. It is Thursday. Wait, no, today is Wednesday. I don't even know what day it is anymore. All these days kind of running together. It is Wednesday. We were supposed to go live yesterday. Technical difficulties. I'm having technical difficulties with my brain today, but we got my guy Dustin with us. Dustin, what's up, man? How you feeling right now?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Glad to be back on and go through this game here.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to have you on. Glad to talk about this game. This was another game that was a heart attack causing game. Like, I mean, emotions were high. Like, we were feeling good, riding high, sitting there with a nice little comfortable lead. But as you know, as a Raider fan, nothing is ever comfortable. The Patriots came back, ended up losing the game. Raiders ended up winning the game in incredible fashion. I mean, it was just nuts the way that it played out.
They lost it in Raider fashion. Like that's some stuff that we would have done.
The Patriots out there, they Raidered. I was watching Good Morning Football and I saw Jason McCourty talking about it, and he was like, that wasn't the way we do things as a Patriot. That's not how things are supposed to happen. And I mean, just everything the way it all played out. I mean, calling the timeout right before the Jacoby Myers touchdown, and then Amik coming in and just balling out. I mean, I believe Amik held his receivers to -5 yards. I mean, he's been balling. I guess Nelson Aguilar called him short or something like that because he just came out there and he was putting together something that went crazy.
Fire dude up.
Chandler Jones missing a tackle and then ending up being the savior for the Raiders. So it was really exciting to watch. It's exciting to really just see that. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I was a roller coaster of emotions. It was up and down. It was all over the place. I mean, luckily the Patriots got greedy and they tried to go for the touchdown and didn't want to go for the tie and go to overtime. But that's what it is. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody that's here. As you know, we usually go live on Tuesdays. We came out live today. Whatever, we're here. Deal with it.
Glad we're here at all.
My presence is a present. Kiss my ass. No, I'm just kidding. No, shout out to y'all. But I actually wanted to bring on somebody. I got my guy Joey. He's been making some videos for us. He's been putting together some fire content out there. He had the opportunity to go out to the game this past weekend, and so him and his mom went out there. They went out. They got to sit in some pretty cool seats. Somebody gave him some tickets to the game, so I wanted to bring him on. So let's add him to the stream real quick and bring him in. So let me just pop that over there. And Joey,
hello?
What's good, my guy? What's up, man?
What's up?
Man, chilling, man. How you doing, bro?
Good.
So you got to go to the game.
Yep.
You got surprised, right? Your mom surprised you with the tickets. So walk me through that. How, when did she tell you that you were going, and what was that whole trip like? Tell me how that worked out.
All right. So basically, on the Sunday before, so she booked the flight, and I got a notification on my phone. I was like, oh, what's this? And then I went to go talk to her about it. And then she's like, we're going to the Raiders game. And then I was so excited. And then I waited all week because it was my last week before winter break. So it went super slow because I had winter break coming up. And then I knew I was going to the game. And then on the Saturday, I couldn't sleep because, whenever you have something big coming up, you can never sleep. So I went to sleep at 11:30. And then we wake up at 4:30. We get in the car, go to the airport, and then we're at the airport waiting for the shuttle because as we park, we just missed the shuttle.
Oh,
and then we got on to the next shuttle, and then we went into the airport, and we missed our flight by a minute.
Oh wow.
Oh, dude,
So
I've been
we
there.
had to
That
wait
sucks.
2 hours for the next flight.
Oh wow.
But then we were able to fly in, and that was pretty cool. And when we were in the airport, they had the World Cup on, like the final, and it was in
Oh,
the
yeah.
penalties, so it was cool. So everyone was like, bunched around one TV, and then after that, we went to our hotel, dropped our stuff off because they didn't have our room available, and then we went to the stadium, and we went to the blackout tailgate for a bit, and then we went into the stadium, got some food, and then the game happened, and it was an awesome game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, you
that
were
game
there
was
for a good
nuts.
one.
Yeah,
You were
shout
there for a
out
really good
to the
one.
blackout. Shout out to the blackout crew. You know, we always put on a good tailgate. Hopefully they took care of you. I told them to take care of you guys. So
Yeah.
hopefully they took care of you. Shout out Raider Cody, you know, good friend of the pod. But yeah, you were at the game. Like, what was it like? I mean, you guys were sitting there, you know, going up, sitting there 17-3 at half, feeling good, knowing that anything can happen as a Raider fan. I mean, look, even in your young age, you've seen some crazy stuff happen, right? And were you expecting an ending like that?
So I knew at halftime, I was like, okay, I can't get too comfortable because this happened last week and it's happened a lot this season. But during halftime, they had T-Pain perform. So I didn't really have my mind on the game. It was pretty nice to do that. And then as we were back, like the Patriots start coming back in, and I'm like, no. And then we get stopped like every single possession, and because like we can't move the ball. And then that fourth down, in the with like a minute 30 left, we get it on the Matt Collins comeback route.
Yeah.
And then we do that the next play. He gets out of bounds because we have no timeouts. And then I forgot the next play, but then after that was the Keenan Cole touchdown, which was very, very close, but he was in.
He was in.
He was in.
We saw the photos. He was in.
Yep, he was in. And then I'm like, ooh, the Patriots have 2 timeouts and there's 30 seconds left. So I'm like, uh-oh. So the first play, they get it. And then the second play, I think they get it. And then they run the ball with 3 seconds left. I'm like, okay, they'll probably just run it out. And then Ramondre Stevenson, what's it called? Laterals it back to Jacoby Myers. And I'm like, oh, they'll probably just run out of bounds. And then he throws it like 20 yards right to Chandler. He catches it, puts Mac Jones to sleep. I'm sorry, you're dead. And now
Let's
he's
go.
running all the way. The crowd is crazy. And I'm like, oh!
Let's go. Puts him to sleep. He said, little boy, get down, little boy. Get up out of here. And man,
dude, that's expert analysis right there. That's
I love it. I love the play-by-play. We could put you and Corey on a play-by-play, and it might be the most
awesome.
like offsetting things, but it would be hilarious as well.
It would be great, dude.
like-
That would be amazing.
Like picture Corey just like, oh yeah, this nigga gonna do this, and then Joey's like, yeah, and he's like, he puts him to sleep, and it's like,
Put him to sleep.
oh man, I would pay good money to see that. So I'm gonna have
We
to
need to get that. We need to make that happen.
We can make it happen. Look, we got 3 games left. So as we look at this, we got 3 games left. We got the Steelers on Christmas Eve. Before we get into the Steelers game, I do want to send my condolences to the Steelers family, to the Harris family. Franco Harris passed away early this morning, 72 years old. Everybody knows Franco Harris was instrumental in the Immaculate Reception, a play that will live forever in infamy. Obviously, once again, the Raiders are always on one side of crazy plays, right? And this was one of them. It was the 50th anniversary on Friday of the Immaculate Reception. His jersey will be retired on Christmas Eve at halftime. It's sad, it's sad. You see these legends that, we expect legends to live forever, and unfortunately they don't. Would have loved to see him be there for the celebration. I know Phil Villapiano is going to be there. I know Terry Bradshaw is going to be there. We've already lost Jack Tatum. And so, like I said, my condolences to the Steelers family, to the Harris family, to, Steelers fans out there, our heart is with you. But we got a game to play. We have a job to do. Raiders are basically in control of their own destiny right now. The Raiders have the ability to, to go out there and run the table and to put something together to make another run. We look at, what happened last year, and we sit there and say anything is possible. To quote Kevin Garnett, anything is possible, because we've seen it happen before. We've seen this team, pull out some crazy stuff. And realistically, it starts this weekend. It starts on Christmas Eve, and we want to see the Raiders go out and pull something together. Now, this is a cold game. Everybody talks about cold game Derek. Last thing I remember is Derek Carr threw 350 yards and 3 touchdowns in cold against Denver. So, we can talk about cold. We can talk about that. At the end of the day, it's you come to play. And generally in cold games, you let your running game do the talking, and that's where Josh Jacobs is going to come in, Zamir White, guys like that. What, Dustin, do you want to see out of this team come Christmas Eve?
Well, again, just want to echo what you were saying about Franco Harris. I just want to give my condolences there. I know Phil's going to be taking that one especially hard. They're very good, very close friends. But what I want to see him come out, and I just want to see him abuse that run game. I want to see Jacobs start pounding the ground. I know his hand's still a little jacked up. Saw him out there signing autographs with the little pinky brace on, but I want to see him just get after it. I don't know that the Steelers will really have an answer for him. I'm not exactly sure where their run game ranks at this point, or their run defense ranks at this point. But the way Jacobs has been running, Joey knows, the way Jacobs has been running, it's hard for anybody to stop him, regardless of where their run defense is. Yeah,
absolutely. Joey, what are your thoughts?
I think so. I looked at the forecast, so it's gonna snow the day before, so it's possible of a bit of snow on game day.
Yeah.
But I think we just need to run the ball with Jacobs, and right now Najee's having a big down season. So if we can keep running the ball, establish our run game, and then throw in some play action passes to Tay every once in a while, I think we could get the dub. And our defense just can't so this game, I think our defense did really good on bending but not breaking, especially on that one where they got on the PI this game. But I think they just need to hold them. You don't need to keep them from not scoring. So if you keep them to field goals and maybe a couple touchdowns here and there, then you're good.
Well, I think absolutely. Joey hit it. I think if you get your run game going, you start hitting the play actions to take. I want to see a couple deep shots just to keep them honest, but I want to see a lot of the short to intermediate crossing routes, because that's where we tend to hit people hard right there. And you know what, because like we were saying, every game we throw a flea flicker, we win, right? You got to get one in there.
I'm telling you, I look, we got lucky last week because we didn't throw a flea flicker. I want to see a flea flicker this week. I want to win. The other thing that I'm looking at, defensively, I'm looking at Max Crosby to get off and have a good game. You've got a struggling young quarterback who's going to be in there, and he's going to have all kinds of emotions. This is an opportunity for Max and Chandler to go off. We want to see the defensive tackles continue to get that pressure up the middle. They've been doing a great job and doing a great job in stopping the run, but also in disrupting the pass. The other thing that I'm excited to see is the Nate Hobbs and George Pickens matchup. This is, Nate's had a couple of weeks. He's had a couple of weeks where he's just been, knocking a little bit of dust off. Look, he's been sitting on IR for a couple of weeks. He's getting back into it. He's easing into it. This is a good opportunity for him to come out and play. You've got George Pickens, who's a big physical receiver. You got Nate Hobbs, who's a big physical corner, and these guys are going to be in a dogfight the whole game. And I'm excited for it. This is the makings for an old school Raiders Steelers matchup, because these were always big physical games. These are always games where you've got the corners and the receivers beating up on each other. I mean, we've all seen what Jack Tatum used to do to Lynn Stallworth, or to Stallworth all the time. So, or into Swan. So, I'm excited about that. I'm more fired up about what Amik Robertson is going to do too, because I think he is going to be the X factor on the defense. Him being able to go out there and just control his man and control that, it's going to shut down the passing game. Like I said, you've got a guy in Kenny Pickett who, hopefully he throws a lot of pickets, because I want the Raiders to tee off on him, and that's what I really want to see and ruin their Christmas.
Yeah, well, and you've got Chandler. He's really been heating up the past few weeks. He had a slow start to the season in the sack category. I know that's the number everybody looks at for as much as we're paying him and everything like that. But I think I think he's been heating up the past 3-4 weeks. You're seeing the production, especially last week of the 3-sack game against, who was that? Was that Denver? He had his 3-sack game. Yeah. So I mean, you're seeing the production happen. And to what Tony's saying, I think the reason you're seeing that from Max being a little more quiet is because they're keying on him. Mm-hmm. He's not one of those guys that you can leave singled. Jones, he's a little bit older. Maybe I don't think he's really lost a step, but
he showed that he hasn't lost a step.
Yeah, maybe they feel like they can kind of leave him singled a little bit more often. But Max, we know he's fast, lanky, got killer spin move. It's just
they're not just doubling Max. They're doubling, holding, choking, riding his back, doing everything they can to stop him. Even so, even though he's quiet, quote unquote, on the sack front, he's still getting the pressures. He's still getting the tackles for losses. He still leads the league in tackles for losses. So, I understand that. I understand that everybody's big thing is, Max isn't getting the sacks. Look, pressures matter. Pressures matter. Because when Max is getting those pressures and he's not getting the sack, somebody else is, and somebody else is making a play. We've seen Perriman step up and make some big hits, behind the line of scrimmage, and that's what we like to see. I see we got Super Him saying Max is being a captain. He's opening opportunities for everybody. Exactly. That's the game. That's the game, and that's what you do. Khalil Mack was never a more than 15 sack guy, but when Khalil Mack was on the Raiders, he created opportunities for everybody else. Granted, he was the best player far and wide on that defense. Mm-hmm. We have better players on this defense than we did back in 2016. But what you look at is Khalil Mack was opening opportunities for everybody else. He was getting pressures. He wasn't getting some of the sacks sometimes, but what you saw is he was creating opportunities. So that's what you got to do is you got to create opportunities. Now, speaking of captains,
I was just going to say, speaking of captains, I wanted to hear what you guys had to say about them making Jacobs a captain. All the captains coming together and saying, he is leading this team with us. He needs to be a captain. I wanted to hear what you guys thought about that.
Joe, I'll let you start.
All right. I think it's a good idea. And we got to pay him. Like, I don't want to see him go anywhere else. Yeah. But I think it's a good idea because he has been a bell cow in the back. He's been getting so many touches, and he's leading this the offense. He's one of the leaders on the offensive unit. So you're gonna give him that captain position. It was just when are we going to give it to him?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that kind of hits the nail on the head. Josh has been a captain before. He's a vocal leader in the locker room. He's been very vocal on the sidelines. You've seen him. I've kind of seen a transformation in Josh as well. Josh has matured a lot. Over the past couple of years. And seeing him come into this season, I feel like he spent the time in the offseason to really build himself up, add more muscle, build his agility. He obviously got faster.
He looks faster.
He's faster. He lost a couple of pounds. He's leaned up. I mean, he's playing like – he is a top running back, but he's playing like the top running back that he is.
He's the top running back.
Yeah, he's leading the league in yards from scrimmage. It's not even a question. He's light years ahead of everybody right now. But he's also leading that team, and I think that the captains coming together speaks volumes. And everybody coming and sticking up for him, saying, Tay saying pay the man, Max saying pay the man. Everybody wants Josh to stay around. Everybody wants Josh to be there. I want Josh to be there. And I'm somebody who doesn't typically like to pay running backs. This is a running back that I would like to pay. And going into the season, I wasn't having that conversation. Going into the season, I was like, well, we could let Josh
talking
go.
about it. Who do you replace him with?
Yeah, like we could let Josh go and we could get some. You can't let Josh go. And if it's Derek Carr restructuring his contract to give Josh more money, or if it's them finding a way to make that happen, you got to keep Josh. And for all the people also, before when we talk about letting people go, for all the people that were saying trade Waller, I don't see that. Where y'all at? I'm sorry. Where y'all at?
That seam route was absolutely gorgeous. Just blew the doors off the corner and just right in the basket. It was perfect. Yeah, it was perfect. Not just on production, but on his presence as a player and what being a Raider means to him, is why he deserves to be a cap. Absolutely, Matt. As we've got different areas, we got different levels of Raider fans right here, right? We got the young Raider fans, we got the older Raider fans, we got guys like Matt who's been around longer than me.
And this is what like Dustin says, it's the Raider way, and that speaks volumes. When you got guys like Marcus Allen, you got guys like Bo Jackson, you got guys like Kenny King, guys who have been around the organization,
great running backs,
exactly, and are talking about the presence that Josh brings to this team and what Josh does for this team. That speaks volumes because look. I loved Darren McFadden. I loved Michael Bush. I loved Tyrone Wheatley. We weren't having those conversations. And I'm not discrediting anybody, but I'm just saying we weren't having those conversations.
No, and I think what happened is McFadden fell victim to the typical running back career. He was hot coming out of college. He ran great for 2, 3, 4 years, and then the injury bug bit, and he just started tapering off. He didn't look the same when he went to the Cowboys. It was just – he looked good with the Cowboys because that offensive line was just a freaking wall, but he just didn't have the same explosiveness, I don't think. And with Josh, you're seeing that ramp up as his career goes on. You're seeing those numbers, and his third 1,000-yard season out of 4?
Yeah. Last year was an anomaly. He was injured. Then the thing with Raider fans, we always look at injuries
close.
like. Yeah, we always look at injuries like, oh, they're stealing money from us. Yo, people you can't help if you get injured. You can't help if you get hurt. Yeah. I was playing basketball with my son the other day, and I messed up my knee. I was playing basketball on a Fisher-Price basketball.
Caden done messed you up, crossed you up like AI.
I crossed him up, and I ended up messing up my knee. I don't know how I did that, but I did it. Okay, so anybody can get it. I'm just telling you right. Anybody can get it.
It's a bug, man. It's a bug.
But as we prepare for this, we've looked at these next games. We got the Steelers, we got the Niners, and then obviously we have the Chiefs. Now, obviously, I got Charger fans that have been in my comments talking about, oh, thank you for getting us in the play. Look, the Chargers are going to find a way to charge her. I'm not worried about them. They're going to find a way to
drop
charge
their last 2.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we look at the playoff scenarios. There's still a lot that needs to happen aside from us winning. Chargers need a charger. I think it's what? Do you have the scenarios in front of you?
It's the Chargers need to lose 2, or the Dolphins need to lose 2, and then the Jags, the Jets, and the Patriots need to lose 1.
Yeah.
There's quite a list of things that need to happen, but even I'll say this: if we just do our part, I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Look,
we don't scrape the playoffs. If we win out, I'm happy with it.
If we went out and we finished with a winning season based off the way that this season is gone, I'll be okay with that. Look, I'm not saying I don't want to go to the playoffs. I'm just saying if that happens and we end up with a winning season, we win out, especially if we beat the Niners, because I do not want to hear from Niner fans.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're going to be, you beat you with a third string dude. Like, seriously,
it was the same thing with the last Battle of the Bay game. I was there.
Exactly.
And I remember getting so much trash because they beat us with their who was their third string
Nick Mullins
at that point. Yeah, Mullins. And he just lit us up, man.
That was also a game. That was also a game in 2018 where nobody wanted to be there. John Gruden had completely gutted the team. Bruce Irvin, who was a captain, had given up. I mean, I literally made a compilation about Bruce Irvin dogging on plays, and it was just like it was either a dog on a play, or it was a 15-yard penalty, or it was just him talking about he has a beautiful wife and he's going to go home and make babies. Like that was literally like the story, and then he got cut. Like that was just safe. That was a wild season. But looking at it, the Raiders control their destiny. The Raiders control, what they can do. I know obviously nobody wants to talk about playoffs because the Raiders don't deserve the playoff. Look, I'm an optimistic Raider fan. You don't like it, you can go to another podcast because this is what we talk about here. We talk about optimistic stuff. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic until I have no reason to be optimistic anymore. Yep. So if you want to cry about it, you go somewhere else.
Yeah, till that counter hits 0, I'm good.
Yeah. So let's see, Joey. I want to give you an opportunity to shout yourself out here because
yeah, man,
you've been putting out some content. You need to grow that following on TikTok.
Fire it up.
You've been putting some fire out there. Where can everybody find you, my guy?
All right. So on TikTok, my @ is Raiders.season, And I had to spell Raiders kind of weirdly because it was taken. So it's Raiders, and then it's SZ.SZN.
All
Gotcha.
right, so I'm gonna put it in the chat
You know what?
here.
I'm gonna do that right here. I'm gonna do it right now.
I put it wrong. Yeah, you put
Oh
it
wait,
in.
yeah, you put it in wrong.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let Dustin put it up, and I'm gonna I'll save it up there. But look, Joey's been putting out some fire content. You guys have seen it on the pods. We've been putting it out here. Give the kid his flowers. How old are you, man?
I'm 12.
Dude's 12, and he's putting out better content than some of y'all.
Hey, let me make sure. Hey, Joey, that's spelled out season, SEASON, right?
No,
So it's abbreviated to SZN.
SCN.
Gotcha. So it's Raiders. So RAIDERSZ.SZN.
Yep.
All right, there you are.
All right, we're gonna put this up right now. Hold on. Where is it? Where's it, Dusty Bones?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I hit that private chat.
This guy. That's all right. I'll do this.
I'm new to this, man. I don't do the StreamYard.
You got to get used to me. Look, by the time this season is over, you're gonna be very fluent in StreamYard.
There he is.
Put that up there. Make sure you head over to TikTok. You guys give him a follow. He's been putting out that fire. Dustin, everybody knows where they can find you. But what I do want to do, I want to take a second and give my guy Dustin a shout out. Dustin has been busting his ass for the past 2 seasons. He's been putting in work. He's been putting out content. I mean, he's been trying to collaborate with every single person out there, and he's been getting some fire out there. And
been making it annoying.
My guy, and that's how you do it. You got to be annoying about this shit. Look, if you want your stuff to go out there, you got to be annoying. People say I'm annoying all the time. Guess what? I don't give a fuck. Dustin just hit 10K on IG. The Raider Way hit 10K on IG. Let's give him a big round of applause. Dustin, hey, appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's huge.
Thanks, man.
Huge.
Appreciate that.
You know, the goal was by the end of the season. You did it before the end of the season. Now we gotta start building mine up because I'm still sitting there below 7K. And look, I got way too many of y'all that just kind of be lurking around here. Like, go follow me on IG. You know where I'm at. Come on. Let's not be crazy about it. But before we head out, Joey, I wanted to tell you thank you again for coming on. Thank you for all the content that you do. Thank you for everything. Dustin, big shout out to you. We're not going to get to talk until after Christmas, so hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. Hope you guys in the chat have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. And before we head out, let's just relive that Chandler Jones play again.
Oh, we got it.
Mac Hollins out on defense. He's all the way back. Stevenson.
Is anyone going to?
Outside the 30, flips it back. Stanford band nowhere in sight.
Uh-oh.
It's picked off.
Oh no.
Unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
Incredible. Chandler Jones takes it in and wins the game for the Raiders.
Tell me y'all didn't get scared when you saw that flag, though.
Dude, I was just going to say my heart dropped when I saw that flag, dude. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
And the thing is, when we were at the stadium, I didn't see anything on the ground. I was like, where's the flag?
Wait.
I was watching it. I was like, I was waiting for a flag. Like the Raider in me was just like, I'm waiting for a flag. I'm waiting for a flag. I see the flag and I'm like, what the hell is this? I knew it. And then
it just went away.
Yeah. I'm like, thank God. Thank God. But we leave it on that note. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas.
If you look on the sidelines of the Patriots, you see like Matt Patricia like, what? And then you see like Bailey Zappi, the backup, like turn his head as Chandler stiffs him in the ground. It was hilarious.
Watching Bill Belichick walk off that field angry as hell was
having
the best
to give
Christmas
Josh
gift that I ever
McDaniels the
got.
congratulations.
Yeah, like that to me is so bittersweet. Like I love that.
Oh yeah.
But hey, guys,
always love to see Belichick mad.
Thanks for coming through. As always, we are here every week. This will be dropping on the thing tomorrow, today, who knows? But go run up the numbers. Holla.